ingredients, like the audience, because we on camera. The first phase is self-development. You have to develop yourself. Too many people are underdeveloped, going into relationships with the responsibility of development. The man is underdeveloped. So now he's going into here, he can't lead nothing. So how can a woman be submissive to a man that can't lead? And if the woman doesn't know what submission means, how can she even be submissive?
That's true.
And then if you're conditioned, and you are, not to respect me, not to respect my authority, not to respect my dominance, then you're going to be doing too much talking when you should be listening. You're going to be doing too much vocalizing and not internalizing. So you're not getting the best of the revelations that I'm getting from God. So now I can't even lead you because as soon as I say something, it's a trigger. I got to break it down 30 different times. But if you was listening, you would have heard it break down the first time because I broke it down the first time.
You talking about her in the dress. You can tell she's struggling so hard not to say anything or respond back. She just can't listen.
Now, when we talking about relationships, right? Your role is wisdom and balance. Yes, you have to be a cook, right? It's not just I'm cooking beans and rice and roasting boils and whatever, right? I got to be mindful of the amount of sodium, calories. Like, I have to understand the woman has to know, she has to know nutrition, right? So she's not giving her kids a dosage of sugar. So now, because you don't understand sugar, you leaving, you working, right? Kids is, ma, they eating cereal.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I grew up eating all the food groups.
I'm half Dominican.
So hearing and seeing how my nephews and nieces eat, which is like all junk.
Diabolical. But it's what I'm saying.
Like,
if the mother knows nutrition,
to me it's crazy.
But this goes from the plantation. Right, but this goes from, I'm saying this.
Why they letting them say nothing?
This goes back to the slave consciousness, right? So when our women start to understand this, right, and they start developing these skills, now when you go into a relationship, you're bringing your vibration into that relationship. As a man, when I go into a relationship, I'm bringing my vibration into that relationship. If you're not in alliance with my vibration, it's going to be signs too loud to ignore.
Yes.
Okay? Now, the next thing, right,
why is she laughing? What's funny?
You're talking about the man traits.
The man has to understand
all those fighting skills.
And then now you have these two developed people. The woman has to understand submission. Submission means to be in agreement. What are you in agreement with to that man? You're in agreement with the revelations that I receive from God. God gives me revelations for leadership. God gives you revelations for submission. I lead, you follow. Non-negotiable. That's how it's supposed to go. Because we come from slavery. When a black man talks like that, the black woman has been delusional. Y'all been conditioned. Y'all been forced into independence. We talking about historically. Y'all was forced into, not by choice. Y'all was forced into independence, and you were given things to nurture that forceful independence that undermined me. So now I'm no longer the head of the household. But if you look at African families, traditional African families, you know the African husband, he taking everything.
Hold on, you know the funny part about it now in the modern world, a lot of women are actually choosing it opposed to actually being forced. They're choosing it, whether we can say the previous generations of them before were forced into it and now it's force-fed. The ones now, they don't want to submit at all.
How is he able to do that? The wife is not even damn near working. She may want to work in the beauty salon. She works if she wants to, but he driving cabs and doing deliveries and he taking care of 10 kids. How is he doing that? Because the provision of God is enough to cover his family, right? And they live under that traditional, the woman is dependent upon the man completely. But Americanized our women, so now they don't even depend on us because they don't feel they don't even think they can depend on us. And if you ask them to depend on us, they're so busy trying to be themselves or be independent or their own desires that they don't even want to be dependent on the man. They want to have their own life. They want to have their cake and eat it too. Yeah. But you wonder why we don't have no nation. Now, when we get into a relationship, it's the last point. I'm starting to land a plane. A woman has to understand the 3 phases of love. The first phase of love is informative. You have to inform that man. You're the head of the household. You run the show. I submit to you. You're informing him, but you're also informing him of how he's supposed to go to God and what he's supposed to specifically, not freestyle. Not you calling God and saying, "Hey, what's up, God?" No, "Hey, God, I need my provision." You're informing him of what provision is.
I actually do that. The last breakup I had, the guy wouldn't leave.
Nigga smart, like, I know you don't do that. The way he looked at, like, oh my God. Ma'am, you know, I understand it sounds good, but you don't even sound like you really have any real spiritual faith and background just from the way how you've been kikiing and even some of your interruptions.
Alone, I said you need to talk to God, not me.
Yeah, that. But
that's not even.
But that ain't that. That ain't that.
That's not that.
So you're informing that man.
It's dismissive, but I just thought it was ironic that you said that because I do that.
But you know, you don't.
Like,
I
say that to people.
Can I?
Y'all talking about
Because
completely two different things.
You've gone and if you've broken it down, and it's from your wording is no one's out here capable of anything. So me going into life, I've seen many strong families, and yes, I understand with the God part and all of that. Which yes, you have to have your spiritual. And what I was saying earlier is because everyone is not on a higher plane like you and think like you, we have to start somewhere. And starting somewhere is when somebody, because usually most people. Most relationships, most women that talk about it, go through problems and problems and problems, and they do have to connect and really understand themselves.
She don't even get it. You choose the man. There's a lot of qualifiable guys out there. Y'all don't like them. Y'all think about it. Y'all appreciate guys who have riz, swagger, all this stuff that does not matter about producing a great future, a great family life, structure, you know, discipline. Y'all don't like that. So to say that there's not any men out here, they're out there. You're just not choosing them. You're overlooking them.
Before they can even love and understand another individual.
It doesn't work that way. If you don't, and I didn't say, I didn't put words in my mouth. What I said was this: we have to separate from the slave consciousness, and we do. And this is what my work is about. So what happens is when I get on interviews or I do create content with people, if it goes like this, it's like everybody wants to just have this thing where look. If you got questions, right?
Your words keep saying no one can, no one is ready, no woman is ready.
I never said that.
But she's not.
No, what I said was you have to
Get yourself
be in a season of self-development.
You said nobody's capable. You said
never
no
said
one.
that.
We're all in bondage because we're not thinking correctly.
We are.
So that's where I'm coming from.
We are.
Where do we start?
I just told you.
So everyone's not on a higher plane.
No,
because
not
everybody's
everybody's focusing on
understanding.
self-development.
So there's some people out there that are connected with God, and like I'm saying, like a woman who's going through so much in relationships where when she's talking to people and it all comes back, because it's a normal thing, it comes back to when you're having so many problems in a relationship, it's probably, it kind of reflects on the person, right? It's usually like when they break down.
The thing about it is we deal with systemic racism. So what happens is we're so programmed not to hold white people accountable.
No, let's get to what I said. A woman who's been going through a lot of relationships.
Let's just move on because I feel like I'm beating a dead horse and we wasting time.
No, it was just more so getting on how, and I was just basically saying where you have to start at some place of understanding another person.